Oh. Fuck, I'm gonna have to reset this shit up. Yeah, I got you. Fucking hell, that. Oh, man. Why? It's being so gay. Oh. Gay. It's being so gay. It's being so gay. All right. All right, Ilya, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Thoughts on Izzy's chakra? On Izzy's chakra? What do you mean? I don't know what you're referring to. I haven't watched all the shit that Izzy said. Oh, his energy, dude. He knows that he's gonna get his ass beat. Like I can sense it, and Alex can sense it. I feel like he knows 100% on multiple levels. He knows he can't beat Alex just on a physical level, but he also knows that his time is up. Like he's sold out. He joined the Illuminati. His initiation into joining the Illuminati was his entrance for the Robert Whittaker fight, the first one. Go back and look at it. All the symbolism is there. And so he knows how this shit works. And I just feel like he knows on every single level that this is Alex's time. And the more I think about it, the more I think he's going to get brutally knocked out. Like brutally knocked out. Also, there's a bet on DraftKings. You can bet just for first round only. And Alex Pereira, I think he's like minus 180 or something for first round only. And that's likely just going to be a refund bet. But I'm highly considering putting my entire fucking account balance on that right before the fight. Because Izzy's not going to knock out Alex in a round. That's not going to happen. Izzy's not a one-punch knockout guy. If he's going to knock someone out, it's going to be with volume. And especially considering that he just got knocked out last time, he's going to be more cautious this time. I don't think Alex gets the first-round knockout, but I know for certain that Izzy's not going to get a first-round knockout. So I will probably have whatever's in my account at that time. It'll probably be like 300, 400, something like that, which is super, super, super irresponsible on the surface. But when you think about it, like, is it really that irresponsible? The flukiest shit has to happen. Alex has to trip on a fucking banana peel if that bet isn't to cash or get refunded. But I like Alex by third round knockout. He's such a smart kid. He knows watching back the take. He sees Pereira as just better. I agree. Yeah, I can't. Holland kind of say I'm pretty excited. I just want to see Izzy have a fucking breakdown because he knows what's gonna happen. He fucking knows. Oh fuck every time I see Masvidal, I hate him more and more. However, I do think I'm gonna be betting on him this weekend. I do think I'm gonna have like a medium-sized parlay with Masvidal. Here's my prediction for the Masvidal fight. I think Burns is going to win 29-28. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth, all-out war. I think it's going to be one of the fights of the night, if not the fight of the night. I think it's going to be an incredible fight. But I think Burns is going to pretty clearly win 29-28, and I think the judges are going to give it to Jorge. That's my prediction for that. He's got the hometown cooking, and he's got the numerical connections to Alex, which is really important with astrology and shit. He's fighting right before, so a lot of the things that are going to apply to Alex winning will likely apply to Masvidal as well. So on that level, I like Masvidal. But as a human being, I fucking hate George Masvidal. I fucking hate that guy, and I really like Gilbert Burns. So I don't know. Since I have money, I probably will be rooting for Jorge, but I want Gilbert to win. I think he's the better fighter. He's definitely the more complete fighter. And he's definitely, out of the two, the better human being and the only one that I actually like. I can't look at Jorge at plus 360 and not parlay that with a surefire bet in Alex at plus, I think he's at plus 115 right now. I too get the energy wins. I don't know yet who wins. I haven't done any tape. Well, on Masvidal and what's it called? Fucking brain fart. Masvidal and Burns. Gastelum. Oh my God, Gastelum Curtis for me is a stay away fight. I am not betting that at all. I cannot believe how many people are on one side or the other of Gastelum Curtis. Here's my breakdown. It's a really simple breakdown. Gastelum is the better fighter. He's clearly the more skilled fighter, in my opinion. However, he doesn't give a fuck about his career anymore. It doesn't seem like he cares, and he hasn't been showing up in fights lately. And if the Gastelum that has showed up the last few fights shows up for this fight, he will lose. But Gastelum, like firing on all cylinders, not even firing on all cylinders, firing on most cylinders, I think he beats Curtis. Yeah, you can't bet on that. You can't, like, I don't think this is a skill. It's solely based on how dedicated Gastelum is to his career and if he wants to revive it. I think he's only 29 or 30. Like, he's not old. He's still in his prime technically. But I've seen a lot of people betting Curtis. A lot of people are very, very confident in Chris Curtis. And I don't see how you can be confident either way. It makes no sense to, like, that is the most obvious stay the fuck away out of all the fights. I think that's one of the most obvious stay the fuck away. That and a couple of like the newcomers like Sam Hughes, Jacqueline Amorim. If DraftKings allows me to have a first round only bet on Jacqueline, I will totally do it. But they haven't released that yet, and a lot of times they don't do the first round only on the prelim fighters, which sucks because that's an amazing bet. Because Sam Hughes isn't going to finish her in a round, that's for sure. I thought Izzy's coping point would be the perennial. But he probably realized he better shut up and not bring it up, or he's going to get clowned because it's not true. Yeah, I just don't like putting myself in Izzy's shoes. It's got to be a fucking nightmare for him because he knows on all levels. He knows on an esoteric level he's not supposed to win on Saturday night. He knows on just a pure competitive level he doesn't have the physical skill set or the brain to beat someone like Alex. He just doesn't have it. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I see it. I'm just putting more and more bets on Alex, and I fucking love. A lot of books will do this. FanDuel and DraftKings do this a lot. They'll give you bonus bets, like they'll say bet up to $10 on this specific thing, and if you don't win, you'll get a $10 bonus bet back or whatever. So I've been doing a lot of those in the past few weeks because whenever there's 100%er in the future, and it's got to be an underdog, because when you get a bonus bet, you don't get that money when you bet it. So let's say Alex was just even money, and I bet him $10 with a $10 bonus bet. If he won, I would just get $10 back. And if he was minus 200, if he won, I would just get $5 back. So with those bonus bets, you have to bet on something over plus money, or at least plus money. You don't have to, but you're just losing money if you don't. So every time there's an underdog, I'm 100% confident in, and this has only been 3 times so far. It's been Kansas City, or 4 times. Well, Philadelphia was the favorite, but I parlayed them. So Philadelphia and Kansas City, and the Kansas City again in the Super Bowl, and then Leon Edwards, and now Alex Pereira. And yeah, so I have a lot of free bets there, and I'm gonna place more. I just lost a fucking horse race. Horse racing is fucking crazy. That's a crazy thing to talk about. I don't really think I have time. Wow, what's up, Washington? How's it going, buddy? How's it going? Washington, who do you have this weekend? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you have Alex Pereira. I'm confident. I'm kind of more confident in Alex than I was in Leon, and I was really confident in Leon too. I'm for the same exact reasons I was confident in Leon. I'm confident in Alex. I don't know if it's more. Yeah, maybe it is more. It wasn't more at the beginning of the week because I firmly believe that Izzy Adesanya is a much better fighter than Kamaru Usman is. Kamaru Usman is just not good, where Izzy is technically good. So that's why my confidence level wasn't as strong like going into this week. But that being said, every single thing I've seen, every single thing I've sensed, and the fact that Alex senses the same exact fucking thing, you have to go with Poton. No, Washington, you're kidding. You really think Izzy wins? You're not sensing the same shit that Alex is sensing, that I'm sensing, that Ilya is sensing? Like, I just feel like Izzy's putting way too much pressure on himself, and deep down he fucking knows. He knows this is a fucking nightmare matchup for him. And I didn't watch the interview, but there's a YouTube video, and the title of it was Alex wouldn't even be in this situation if it wasn't for me. And it's like, yeah, I 100% agree. I think everyone would agree with that Alex would not be in this situation if it wasn't for Izzy. And Izzy said he would likely be exposed on the way to the top if Izzy wasn't the champion. And once again, I don't disagree at all. I think there's a lot of people in the middleweight division that can beat Alex. Anyone with grappling. But what the fuck does that have to do with this fight? Literally nothing at all. It's got nothing to do with this fight. So Izzy can say that all he wants to try to make himself feel better. The fact is, Alex is the champion. The fact is, he has to fight Alex, and none of the other fucking middleweight competitors matter. So Izzy can say that to try to shit on Alex, but it doesn't make a fucking difference at all. Bro, I'm listening to Cappers pick Izzy, and the arguments are ridiculously easy to debunk. Like MMA. Do you listen to MMA Joey? Well, I can't. My brain just fucking turns to mush when I listen to MMA Joey. How can you? I just don't understand how you can pick Izzy. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. If you actually go back and watch the fights, Alex did not fight very well. Alex made a lot of mistakes, especially in the beginning. Alex made at least 4 or 5, like, I wouldn't say like drastically major, but semi-major to fairly major mistakes that he is not going to make again. And Izzy fought pretty fucking well. I don't want to say Izzy fought perfectly, but he fought as close to perfect as he could have been, and he still got knocked out. And Pereira's going to be a lot better. And can't chat right now, but I don't really have a good reason, just a bad feeling. All right, well, I respect that. I don't know. I have a great feeling about it. Like the more shit I see, the more shit I watch coming from both sides, coming from both Izzy and Alex. This was the same shit that I saw with Leon and Usman, the same shit I saw with Cyril Gane and John Jones. The same exact things. The same. It's okay, buddy. Just the same themes recycled over and over again. I don't think this fight plays out any differently than those two, except I think this ends in a brutal knockout. I can see him actually twitching on the canvas. And for that and that reason alone, I am super, super excited. I have a bad feeling about Florida. Was that a gap year? Was that a gap year? I'm guessing that was a gap year. But yeah, the thing about it's in Miami. The fact that it's in Miami is really, really good news for Alex Pereira, and it's really, really good news for Jorge Masvidal. No, it is. Wait, that was legitimately yours. Was it a troll? Was it a troll to make it seem like a gap years? Because it really did seem like I thought it was gap years for sure. Larry, come on, dude. Or do you actually have a bad feeling about Florida? Because it is allegedly like the coasts of Florida, allegedly it's supposed to go under in the next like 20 years or so. Who knows if that's true or not? Like, I've heard lots of doomsday prophecies that have never come to pass. But I do know it's not like you don't really want to be living in a low-lying coastal area when the sea levels are rising. Like, that just makes sense. No, I had a feeling 2 days ago. Are you talking about like in the near future? Are you talking about Saturday night or just in general, Ilya? Because in general, I would probably agree. I think it makes sense that if shit before election. Oh, okay. I could see that. I could see that actually. Speaking of election, I like. I don't know. I hope. Well, I don't care. I really don't care. But yeah, it's too far out for me to even give a prediction, and I haven't really like looked into it. And I'm probably not going to look into it until everyone's talking about it, and then I have no choice but to look into it. But I wanted to talk about a few things. Okay, this is a huge thing I wanted to talk about. So I did this yesterday, and I did this Monday. So the weather's been warming up, sadly, in Ohio, and so I wanted to get the most out of my lake plunges as possible. So on Monday, instead of just doing a plunge and then getting out like I normally do, and then going on a ruck, I went in the lake for 5. Biden cracking jokes before his national speech is fucking hilarious. It's so out of pocket. It's cartoonish. I don't watch. You watch more shit on American politics than I do, Ilya. I try to stay the fuck away from it. And especially Biden. Every time I see that guy, he creeps me the fuck out. Like, he's got to be the creepiest president we've ever had. He creeps me out more than Dick Cheney creeps me out, and Dick Cheney really creeps me out. And I think it all has to do with the amount of kids they fucked. Like, it's in their aura. Like, you can just sense it. It's really off-putting. But anyways, so on Monday and Wednesday, so what I did, I went in the lake for 5 minutes, and then I came out, and then I ran on the beach to warm up. And I did I did horse stance and Wim Hof breathing to warm myself up for like 5 minutes. It's like 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out, running around, warming up, and then 5 minutes back in, and 5 minutes out, and then 5 minutes back in again. And I've done that twice now. And holy fucking shit. I thought just regular ice baths and then working out after increases your testosterone. That's nothing compared to this at all. When I did it on Monday, my second dip, I swear to God, and I've never had this experience before other than on drugs, it felt like I had just done a fuckload of ketamine and ecstasy at the same time. That's what it felt like for like the first 3 minutes of the 5 minute dip. I went in and I was just smiling, it was really, really windy too. So like you can see like the ripples in the water and shit, which was really contributing to how high I was feeling. But for 2 or 3 minutes there, I was high as fuck. And I think I was just getting high on my own testosterone. Because like a few hours after that, I broke out like fucking crazy. And it's because my skin there's a lot of androgen receptors in my skin, I've realized. And I broke out like crazy, and I did it again yesterday, and once again I broke out like crazy like a few hours after. And so that's a visual cue that I am indeed increasing my testosterone. And also when I did it Monday, I've never been that level of horny, but it was like a healthy horny. It wasn't a porn horny. Porn horny is a very bad horny. It's a very negative type of spiraling horny. This was like a positive, like a go get him type horny, if that makes any sense. Like the type of horny that doesn't inspire you to jerk off, but it inspires you to go fuck a bitch, or like it inspires you to go build something or go do something. It's an inspiring type of horny, if that makes any sense at all, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's what happened to me these past few days. And so I don't think I'm ever not going to do it this way now. This is incredible. Even in the dead of winter, when it's going to really fucking suck next year when I do it, I don't think I can not do that. Like this is the craziest thing I might have ever come across. I've never felt this way before. Larry, don't eat that. Oh, he's eating his fur, which is pooping. Where the fuck is Larry? I'm pointing at him right there. Thoughts on staring in the mirror to see hallucinations of your face? I really like doing it. Like when you're on drugs or when you're sober, Ilya? I've done it both. Like they always say, don't stare in the mirror when you're on hallucinogens. I love staring in the mirror when I'm on hallucinogens. So sober just for fun. Oh, just like derping out and just fucking letting see what happens. Yeah, I've done it. I haven't done it a whole lot, just because whenever I'm inspired to do it, it's typically when I'm high. Rarely when I'm sober, but I have done it when I'm sober. I think it's a good thing to do. Like, I mean, one, it's fun, but some people are just fucking petrified of staring at themselves in the mirror, which makes sense. If you look like Darling Boy, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to fucking look in the mirror either. But if you're like a normal looking person, like there's nothing to be afraid of, even if there's like underlying things inside your psyche that you're afraid of and you don't want them to come out. It's like they're gonna come out at some point in your life, so might as well fucking deal with them head on. But yeah, other Yanez fonts. I'm really looking forward to Yanez font. I think it's a. I don't want to say easy win for Yanez because I don't think it's an easy win. I don't underestimate Rob Font at all. I think he's really good. I think they're probably the two best boxers in the division. You could put Yan and O'Malley in there as well. But as far as just pure like hand speed and how crisp and clean and slick their striking are, I think these are the two best. So I'm really looking forward to that fight. I think it's going to be a war. I don't know why Raul Rosas, whatever the fuck his name is, why is he on the main card? I have no fucking idea. Like, does anyone have an idea? Like, why is this a thing? I get it. He's 18 or 19 and he's a prospect, but there's only so many more prospects they can feed him that have no grappling, have no reasonable defense against his grappling. You know, like he's got one or two more maximum, and then they're gonna feed him to someone who's gonna beat the shit out of him unless he improves. And he can, like he's this good at 19, so he definitely can. But I really don't like him on the main card right now. Did you guys see? I'm sure you saw it. Glover made Alex smile I think it was part 4 of the Embedded. Like it wasn't just like a kind of smile. It was like a legit smile. I think it's the first time I've ever seen Alex actually smile and smile big. And I took that as a very positive sign for Alex. Hopefully we see that same smile when he knocks Izzy clean out. Most font pickers just say Randy Costa jabbed him, but he also made it high risk slipping with the head kick. Well, yeah, that's the thing about Yanez is he's risky with it. Like he loves just barely slipping and countering, so he'll fuck up. Like he'll get hit and he'll make it like, yeah, he's not afraid to get hit and he's not afraid to mix it up. But Font doesn't have I don't feel like Font has the power to capitalize on that, which is a big reason why I'm picking Yanez. But also I think Yanez is faster. And yeah, I just feel like everything Font does, Yanez does just the same, if not better, and he's younger. That seems to be like a pretty easy one. But Font's good. Like he's a live dog for sure. And I do think it goes to decision. If it doesn't go to decision, then maybe Yanez can get the knockout. But I rate Font's chin way higher than most people. He's got terrible skin, but he's got a great chin. Like he's taken some shots. Yeah, it really made me laugh. I know, like you don't see Alex fucking show that level of emotion. Pereira's been goofing around more than ever in his build-up. I know, it's nice. He looks just so comfortable and at peace. It was kind of like what we saw in the build-up with Leon and Kamaru. Like all the pressure is now was off of Leon, and now it's off. It's off of Alex. Like you're not going to see the same mistakes Alex made in the first fight. In this fight, we're not going to see it. I am 100% positive we're going to see a better Alex. So, with that being said, how does Izzy win, man? How the fuck does Izzy win when we're going to get an improved version of Alex? He's got to be perfect. Like he's basically just got a jab and like, fuck. No, but Alex is you can't just only jab Pereira for 5 rounds and not expect to get countered. That's not going to happen. You're going to take a left hook to the dome if you do that. Or a Pikachu Jack Furry. I know, I saw that. I know that the Strickland interaction was actually very wholesome. I like the Strickland Alex Pereira duo. I would love if those two like started training together. That would be a good that would be a good duo, I think. Man, I think they're looking to give Chimaev the title shot because there's no other. They just signed Casa on another contract and they still haven't booked Chimaev. Casa for oh man. Wait, so you think they're gonna give Chimaev the immediate title shot? You mean a middleweight title shot or a welterweight title? You're talking about middleweight, right? After I hope not, because Chimaev destroys Alex most likely. Most likely. What's up, Illuminati musical? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like they can't. I don't see how they can do that to. What does Whitaker do then? But what does Whitaker do? Like, I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. I want to see Whitaker versus Alex Pereira. Like that's the fight I want to see. I think that's a very interesting matchup. And I think Whitaker wins. Yeah, and he would like. I think if it's Whitaker versus Izzy or Whitaker versus Pereira, I think Whitaker wins. He's the better all-around fighter in both scenarios. Said he wants to sit out instead of fighting a contender. I don't blame him. I mean, when he lost the belt, he ran through 3 people when he didn't need to, but he did it anyways. Yeah, I wouldn't mind him waiting out because it's not like there's a shitload of contenders at middleweight, you know, like it's not a bad decision to wait out. That being said, I don't think there's any middleweight that beats Whitaker. Like who beats Whitaker? I can't think of a middleweight who beats Whitaker. Maybe Hamzat, maybe, but I think Whitaker would be like his worst matchup. And I don't think Hamzat wants that matchup. So let's wait for booking it unless they're waiting for the outcome of Izzy Pereira. Yeah, I'm sure they're waiting for the outcome because hypothetically, if Izzy wins, he's not going to win, but if Izzy wins, the UFC's stupid. They probably would do the trilogy, which would be in reality the 5th fight, the quintilogy, whatever it be called. Like that would be insane. Yeah, I think Whitaker beats Hamzat round 4 TKO. I don't think Hamzat even makes it to round 4 against Whitaker. It's hard to say because we haven't seen a whole lot of Hamzat lately, like at all. So it's hard to say. We don't really know how much better he's been getting. I don't know. I don't even know if Hamzat's still hanging out with Darren Till a lot. If he is, that's a mistake. I think Hamzat kind of ragdolls him round 1. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is I could see Hamzat. I gotta do this for later. Hold up. I could see Hamzat ragdolling him in the first round and then blowing his wad trying to finish him because he's not going to finish Whitaker. Like you're not going to get Whitaker out in the first round. I don't care who you are. You're not doing it. I think like early round 2, I think the tides changes really quickly and. I would predict like Whitaker late round 2, early round 3 TKO, or even submission. I could see it. Guys, want to see something cool? Over an ounce. I got over an ounce of dabs of concentrate last week, I think, and they're really fun. It's not shitty. It's not shitty concentrate either. It's actually really good. I was gonna start selling it. I wanted to start selling it, but then I realized, like on the website that where you can post, you can like advertise that you're a weed dealer. You have to pay like a shitload of money, and I'd have to sell so much just to break even on that. So it's just not worth it. But I think there's a workaround where I can post on there and not pay money. But yeah, I wonder how Hamzat would do if he was a boring wet blanket. He would be Khabib. he would be the Luigi Khabib. That's what minimal pace doesn't get for. Yeah, he would be exactly like Khabib, but longer and stronger, and bigger. He's just the Luigi to Khabib's Mario would be my. He's Waluigi. He's not Luigi. He's Waluigi. Luigi doesn't have a fucking rat lip. He's got, he definitely looks evil. Where Khabib doesn't really look evil. So Khabib's Mario. Yeah, Khabib's not Wario, although he's kind of fat sometimes. But I would say Khabib's Mario and Hamzat is Waluigi. There was something. Colby wins. Colby wins 100%. I said this. I think I showed you in Discord, but I've been saying this since. I've been saying this for like. I've been saying this since right after Colby beat Masvidal. No. I take that back. It was either right after Colby beat Masvidal or it was right after Colby lost to Kamaru the second time. I don't remember which one's which. But right after one of those fights, he went on to Submission Underground Radio. And he did an interview with him. And when I saw that interview, I knew immediately, he had sold his soul. I knew it. I can see it. I sensed it. There's a sparkle in his eyes. And you can see it in his interviews now. He's a different man. Before he sold out, he truly believed and thought that he could win the belt. Now he knows he can win the belt. Now he knows it's going to happen. He knows it's going to happen. Now I'll tell you this, there's a reason why the UFC is pushing for UFC 291. This is Colby Chaos Covington equals 291. It really is as simple as that. Yeah, I've been saying this for a very long time that Colby is going to be the welterweight champion, and even in a stylist, but disregarding that, just analyzing it from a stylistic matchup, I still like Colby. Thoughts on the theory that Colby got the title shot because he dropped the charges on Masvidal because Masvidal signed an 8-5 deal? That could be. I think it's semi-true. I think there's some truth in it, but it didn't happen the way. I don't think it happened exactly like that, but I think there's truth in it. I still think the Colby Masvidal beef is fake. I still think that. Like upon further reflection, I still think it's fake. And I think I think years ago both guys agreed that they're just gonna have to hate each other for a few years. Like for it to actually appear to be real, they're gonna have to fucking they're just gonna have to literally hate each other. So that's why it seems so real. But I just don't. I don't know. I can see this perfectly in my head. Jorge wins Saturday night by robbery, most likely. But Jorge wins Saturday night. Colby beats Leon. Guess who Colby Covington is gonna call out? Take a wild fucking guess. He's going to call out Jorge Masvidal 100%. And if they were truly enemies, if he truly hated Jorge, would he really give him another shot at the title? Maybe. On one hand, you could say maybe because it is by far the biggest payday and it's the easiest matchup for Colby. So on that hand, yeah, why not? Fuck it. And it's a chance to get revenge. But on the other hand, you're giving your mortal enemy you're giving him another chance at his fucking dream. So if you really hated him that much, would you do it? I don't know. But he's gonna call him out. I know that much. Yuri Hill. How does Yuri pull off? Good question. I haven't thought about. I would have to think about that. Like, that's a fight I would have to get back to you on that because that's a fight you really have to fucking think about. Yuri is such a fucking wild card. He's a tough fighter to break down because he always goes for it. He's so willing to put himself in the stupidest positions to get the finish. So I don't know. I could see Hill actually beating him because of that reason, but I think Yuri's the better fighter for sure. Yes, Masvidal Colby winner fights Conor. No, that would take too long. Well, so Conor's fighting in September, I believe. So if Conor beats Chandler, then I would say yes. Then I say that's probably what happens. But just the timeline of it, Colby's gonna win the belt in July, and then there's gonna have to be at least a few months until he fights again, and he's gonna fight Masvidal probably. I'm guessing either October, maybe the end of the year. I could see Masvidal Colby at the very end of the year in December. That's probably more likely. So So yeah, the timelines, they don't work out perfectly, but it's not like Conor fights a lot these days anyways. If Conor beats Chandler, and that's a big fucking if, that's a giant fucking if, Conor's coming back from a major injury. And even though I think stylistically Chandler is a good matchup for Conor, there's just too many question marks. That's a fight. Well, that's a fight I'll be doing a lot of gematria on, because it'll probably tell me a lot more than any analyzing could, because there's just too many variables. Conor might be fighting as late as November. Jesus. Conor Chandler, September, November, MSG, Pereira versus Hamzat. I hope to God it's not Pereira versus Hamzat. Like, I don't think anyone outside of the Caucasus Mountains want to see that fight. He hasn't earned it, man. Like, Hamzat has not fucking earned that. That spot is Whitaker's and Whitaker's only. If Hamzat wants it, he should be fucking fighting Whitaker for the #1 contender. I want Hamzat versus Hamzat versus Paulo would be. I think Paulo wins that fight too. I'm pretty sure Paulo wins that fight. Yeah, Larry thinks so too. Like, that's Hamzat. Hamzat likes to bully people, and if he feels like he can't bully you, he doesn't really want any part of you. This is why he wants Pereira so much, because he knows he can bully Pereira. Hamzat called out Whitaker, but Whitaker said he'd rather try his chance at getting the next tough shot. I don't blame him. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to. It all depends on what's going on behind the scenes, you know. Like, we don't know what the UFC has told these guys or what they've offered them. Like, we have no idea. So all of it depends on what's being offered. But Bobby Knuckles is the best fighter in the middleweight division. I don't care what anyone says. He's the best. And he's been the best fighter in the middleweight division since he moved up to middleweight. I don't think that's ever changed. Yeah, so I predicted that he would be the middleweight champion of the year. So I got to stick with him. Behind the scenes, Hamzat said Shelby called. Never go by what Hamzat says. Like, that guy's a fucking liar. But Hamzat said Shelby called him and asked if he's ready to fight Whitaker on 284 instead of Costa, and he said yes. So he never got contractually offered. I just don't. Maybe it's his rat lip. Maybe it's the fact that he's from the Caucasus Mountains. But I just don't trust. When he talks, I don't trust him. When he talks, he's putting on a show. Like, he's not. It's the same shit with Masvidal. I never trust a goddamn word Masvidal says, ever, because he's a character. Hamzat's the same, completely different characters, but they're both playing a character. Neither of them are real human beings. Well, they're real human beings, but they're playing characters. Pereira confirmed he got offered Hamzat. He did. I'm surprised he'd get offered Hamzat, because that doesn't make sense to me. Well, unless he said, because I felt like the UFC wanted this rematch immediately. And Izzy said after Izzy got knocked out, he said he did not want this rematch. He said he does not want the immediate rematch. And here we are with the immediate rematch. This was a big reason why initially I was picking Alex, is because Izzy said he didn't want it. Smart. That's very smart of him too. People are lying about Hamzat lying. He never said anything about being contractually offered. He said UFC called him, which is realistic. Okay, I can see that. I trust Hamzat because he sounds very sincere and Russian. Yeah, you would have that insight. But I also don't see holes in the statement. Well, I don't see why they would offer it to him if they didn't previously call. Well, I don't really know how this shit works exactly. Like, there's so much shit behind the scenes that we don't know about. That's why it's all speculation. Statements never, and I listen to a lot of them. You listen to a lot of Hamzat? Are there a lot of stuff, a lot of shit with him speaking in Russian that's probably more, you probably get a better, what's it called, a read on him than I can. Offer means you usually call them about it and ask about potential stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably, okay, that I could get behind, Ilya. I think a lot of times when fighters said, oh, they offered me this, I think what they really mean is we talked about it. We talked about it. It was something that was on the table. But just because it was something that was on the table hypothetically doesn't mean it was ever any like real like motion behind it. People think Hamza is saying contractual and that people decline him, which he never says. He never said anyone talked to him. People misunderstand it so hard. Maybe, yeah, maybe it may be because I don't know. I have a hard time listening to that guy. I'm not a fan of him as a human. I'm a big fan of him as a fighter. I mean, he's got all the skill set in the world. He says he got called, and he said yes. I don't know. Well, this is the reason why I don't fully believe it is because not that long ago he said he didn't want to fight Whitaker. So what changed? What changed? You know, like he did say he didn't want to fight Whitaker like 4 months ago. Pepper guy, what's up, buddy? What's up, Dylan died? That's it. He actually gave both Colby and Pereira benefit of the doubt and didn't say they straight up ducked him. Well, with Colt, everyone says Colby. Everyone says Colby ducks him, and that's always bullshit. Like with Colby's always waiting for the title shot, you know. And like Bilal saying Colby ducked him. No, dude, Colby knew. Like this entire Colby knew 100% that he was going to get the title shots. Why the hell would he take a fight with Bilal? Like that makes no sense. He knows he's going to get a title shot. Why are you going to risk it if you know you're going to get a title shot? Even though Colby beats Bilal 10 times out of 10, in my opinion, I think that's Colby's easier matchups in the upper echelon of the division. And if he was smart, hypothetically, if Colby wins the belt, and hypothetically Masvidal wins, and then Colby Masvidal happens in December, Colby's going to win, obviously. Oh my God, thank God. Okay, so my buddy just texted me. He gave me, I forgot what I was saying. Fuck, I'm a little fucking, I've been smoking a lot of this shit. So my brain isn't working at fucking full force. But what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, Colby. I was saying he's not ducking anyone. What was I saying after that? So if Colby beats Masvidal in December, and Bilal's scheduled to face Shavkat. Well, no, she's not going to beat Shavkat though. I was going to say if he beats Shavkat, that would be a smart thing. But dude, he's not going to beat Shavkat. Shavkat is going to fucking work Bilal like a hot knife through butter. Like it's going to be a massacre, dude. It's going to be an absolute massacre. So I don't know what I'm even thinking about. What's up, G? What's up? How's it going? I'm good. I just got home I got home a little while ago, made some food, and now I'm just shooting the shit before the press conference. Or it actually might be starting, or it's allegedly supposed to be starting now, but it's probably not going to start for another 20 minutes or so, I'm guessing. No, after Holland win, he got asked if he wants Colby or Whitaker next. And he said he likes Whitaker and would like to fight someone he spites. Like, oh, gotcha. And then in February, he said now he's at middleweight and wants to fight Whitaker because he's the best fighter in the division. Okay, gotcha. Well, if he does actually want to fight Whitaker, that's legit because Whitaker's been the uncrowned middleweight champion since the second Izzy fight. And until Whitaker loses, he is the champion. He is the rightful champion in my eyes. LDAB, stick to Bud or rosin, more expensive but better for you type shit. I would agree 100% that these are not the best for you. But the deal I got, I couldn't pass it up. I could not fucking pass it up. So I wouldn't say it's an L. Okay, Dylan, this is 30 grams. Actually, it's supposed to be an ounce, but they hooked it up. So it was actually like 30 and a half grams. And it's I don't know if you got smell-o-vision. But if you do, hold on. Ugh, shit. I can't even open it. All right, there. Oh, it smells so fucking good. Can you smell that? I am in Ohio. Take a wild guess. Because I would be willing to bet that you don't get it right. Let's see. Hamzat wants to clown Pereira or fight the number one contender. I don't want to see. What did I say? Oh, I take a guess. Take a guess at how much I paid for over 30 grams of that concentrate. Take a guess. Yeah, I know. Well, obviously Hamzat wants Pereira. Like, that's such an easy matchup for him. Like, obviously Pereira's got a puncher's chance, but it's a really, really weak puncher's chance. Even though he is the best puncher in the UFC, it's still a weak puncher's chance because Hamzat's just gonna ragdoll the fuck out of him. I just don't want to see it, man. I really, really like Alex Pereira. I'm a huge fan of Alex Pereira as a person. 150. Divide that by 5, Dylan. Divide that by 5. I got it for $30. I got it for $30. So at that price, I could not refuse. I literally could not refuse. If it was a lot more expensive, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. But $30, and if I could literally could sell these for, like, I have these things right here. These guys I ordered a long time ago, and I could just put them in here. There's like 1 gram little containers. If I wanted to be a dick, I could literally sell just 1 gram for $30, and my entire thing's fucking, it's paid for. I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna do 20. So my friend, I was just talking to my friend yesterday, and because I was giving him a heads up on this deal. I was like, dude, I just got a fucking ounce of dabs for $30, dude. Like go hit this guy up. And he said, and this was my old weed. I went to this guy like years ago, but I stopped going to him because his shit was bad. And he said he's been driving out to Michigan for the last 6 months to get his weed. And holy shit, the prices in the recreational stores in Michigan, I didn't realize how cheap they were. I had no idea. And he was telling me about how good the bud is, and he was showing me and shit. It's literally, it looks like just as good as the shit I was getting on the West Coast. And it's like in some cases less than half the price or less than 3/4 the price. I can literally get an entire ounce of shake. But it's like not shitty shake. It's not like, shake can be really bad if it's stale. But if it's not stale, then who cares? Like, I smoke out of a gravity anyways. So if it's shaky, it makes zero difference to me. I don't care if I have giant fat nugs or if it's shaky. It does not affect how I smoke it whatsoever. I can get an entire ounce of shake for $10, literally $10. And it's not shitty quality. It's like, it's probably better than the shit I was smoking last time. And like the top of the line shit, I think it was like $180 for an ounce, which is still so cheap. And I was doing some research, and Michigan, out of all the states, Michigan has the lowest taxes on marijuana. I think it's Oregon and Michigan. They're the 2 states that have the lowest taxes on marijuana. You can get an ounce of shake for like $4, 20%. Yeah, Colorado's a lot more expensive. $1,000 an ounce whole. What? That's insane, dude. That's insane. No ounce should cost $1,000 because, I mean, I'm sure it's incredible. Obviously, I'm sure it's incredible, but like, what kind of growing operations have to go into that to make it worth $1,000? That's just insane to me, dude. Like, you can't flip that. You're gonna fucking charge. You're gonna charge over, like, you're gonna charge $150 an eighth. Like, no one's gonna pay that. That's insane. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start making that trip up to Michigan. I've thought about it. Multiple times in the past. But yeah, I like Bayern, but I have not looked into it too much, Ilya. I've been focusing mostly on basketball. Yeah, well, what was it, like last month? I liked the winner of PSG and Bayern to win it all. Like I said, I didn't do like a thorough decode. I didn't look at all of them, so I could be wrong. But Bayern is like, there's definitely good things in their favor, like numerically. I can say that, but I can't really say like, I don't really have like a confidence level because I have not been paying attention to soccer at all. For me, it's been mostly NBA, a little bit of baseball, and I've gotten into horse racing. Surprised, like horse racing is fucking wild, and I'm gonna have to save that for another stream. But horse racing is a fucking wild ass fucking rich people fucking hobby that I'm just starting to get into. But yeah, $10 a fucking ounce. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker about the places in Michigan. Yeah, Ilya, can you let me know when the presser is so I can turn this off? You can buy like most recreational stores. Like when you go in, they'll say you can only buy an ounce, or you can only buy up to 2 ounces or 3 ounces or whatever the limit is. Here or in Michigan, they have a limit per se. I think it's like 3 or 4 ounces, but it's a limit per visit. So you can literally, all you have to do, you buy 3 ounces, you walk out of the store, and then you walk back in and buy more. That's what my friend does. That's what my friend does. And you can literally just drive back with as much weed as you fucking want. From $10 an ounce all the way up to like 200 an ounce. And the 200 is like top of the line. So all that shit made me even consider fucking moving to fucking Michigan. But I think it would be, I don't know, it would be a nice business decision for me to maybe stay in this area and just make monthly trips to Michigan, because the weed here is not nearly as good as the weed in Michigan, and it's way more expensive here. I can make a lot of money just fucking going back and forth. And it's not that far away. It's only like 2.5 hours, roughly. I was under the impression it was longer, but a 2.5 hour drive one way is not that bad. Especially when you're getting $10 an ounce grams. Like, that's insane. I'm trying to start a channel here soon. We should collab. I'll hit you up in the comments of your pepper video. Yeah, sure. Yeah, 100%, man. 100%, I'm down. I don't do these that often. I'm only streaming right now because today's both the baseball slate and the basketball slate is very sparse. I think there's like 4 or 5 games each, and a lot of them are shitty. And so I was able to get all my bets early, and like there's just not a whole lot to do. Most of my nights are spent gambling, and it's not always gambling, but there's certain tricks. There's a specifically one trick that I don't even know. Yeah, I'll give it out. I'll give it out. But it doesn't hit every single time, but it hits, I would say, over 80%. Like, and a lot of times it's never in play. Yesterday it was in play, I think 4 times, and it hit 3. Most of the time, it will either be in play once or it'll be in play 0 times. It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, whenever you see it, you just jump on it. You jump on it, whether it's favorite or underdog, you jump on it because it almost always hits. And it's a very, very simple strategy. And here it is. It's for any basketball game. College, NBA, women's, men's, does not matter. Very, very simple. And you don't even have to know gematria to do it. You just have to know how to use the tool, which is very simple. Just go to Gematrinator, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, gematrinator.com, and it'll give you the prompt. And what you do. So what you do is, hey baby, what you do is, so let's say you have to wait until halftime of a specific NBA game or a college basketball game or WNBA game, but it's only works for basketball, or it probably works for football too. I've not tried it for football. But any game with a halftime, I imagine it would work. Not soccer. It wouldn't work with soccer. Oh, it's on. Okay. All right. Bye guys. I'll post this thing later though. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy Izzy having a breakdown. Love you guys and take care.